a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
October extinguished itself in a rush of howling winds and driving rain. And November arrived cold as frozen iron, with hard frosts every morning and icy drafts that bit at exposed hands and faces. The skies and ceiling of the great hall turned a pale pearly gray, the mountains around Hogwarts became snow-capped, and the temperature in the castle dropped so far that many students wore their thick protective dragon skin gloves in the corridors between lessons. Welcome to the Restricted Section, the Harry Potter podcast that just keeps on giving. If you haven't done the reading, don't worry, we did it for you. Here's what we're talking about this week. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Chapter 19, The Lion and the Serpent. I know y'all have been anxiously awaiting a proper Quidditch chapter, and I have too. So I'm happy to finally be able to share a Quidditch chapter with you. And boy howdy, do they zip, dash, streak through the sky on this one, yo. Gryffindor technically wins, but it doesn't feel like a win when Umbridge suddenly swoops in and ruins absolutely everything. Welcome to the Restricted Section, where being mediocre at sports is pretty much an entry requirement. My co-host today is our king, Andrew. Say hello to the listeners, Andrew.
I have no enthusiasm now. I thought I was moderately decent at athletics when I was younger, and now I realize I'm just decent.
So are you good at sports? So you agree? You think you're good at sports?
Oh, no, not good. Not good, but leaning towards good. Like better than...
So still mediocre.
Slightly over better than average. Slightly
Okay.
better than average.
Okay. All right. So not quite mediocre. So that's why you're our king.
Yeah!
And I'm so freaking excited because our special guest today is our friend Ashley Mason. Say hello to the listeners, Ashley.
Hello, listeners.
I'm so glad to have you on the show.
I am so psyched to be here.
Ashley's been a long-time listener and friend, and I like chatting Harry Potter nerd shit with you so much. I was like, gotta get you on the show.
I can't believe it.
Believe it, bitch. So before we go any further, what are your pronouns?
Pronouns are she, her.
Okay, great. And are you okay being called bitch in a friendly way? I should have asked that first.
Yes, bitch.
Okay, good. Okay, perfect. What is your very hairy history? Like, when did you start getting into the books and the movies? Like, what's up with that?
Absolutely. My very hairy history is lifelong. I actually don't remember if I read the first book or saw the first movie first. Mm-hmm. But my childhood was a whirlwind of getting the latest book, seeing the latest movie, getting the latest book. The 7th book came out when I was in the 8th grade, and it was the first midnight book release that I'd ever went to. I got Deathly Hallows at the Books A Million in Tupelo, Mississippi.
Oh, man.
Wow. Books A Million, love it.
I saw the movies at midnight in the theaters, and I think part 2 came out when I was in late high school. And then in college, I kind of fell off. I never reread the books. I would sometimes stop and watch whenever the Harry Potter marathons would come on. Mm-hmm. ABC Family, I think it was.
You didn't play Quidditch in college?
Didn't play Quidditch in college. Never slept with the snitch. None of that.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Oh my God,
None
thank
of
you
that.
so much for that throwback.
But I definitely always liked it. But it wasn't until shortly after I'd started my first big girl corporate job after grad school that I don't know what happened. A switch flipped. My husband probably remembers this day. And I just dove headfirst back into my favorite childhood nostalgic book series. I reread the books. I got really into local Harry Potter trivia. Started listening to Harry Potter podcasts.
Oh my God, shout out.
Shout out.
That's us.
And then 2020 happened, and all anyone was doing was staying home and reading their comfort books.
Oh, yeah.
And then also in 2020, JKR revealed herself to be a terrible, awful. So the relationship has changed.
Oh, yeah, really? You wanna, in what way? I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, but I do want to say this. I'm comfortable saying this. I will always love Harry Potter because of what it did for me. And I think it's been really helpful to go through this latest reread with the critical eye on her, because it's kind of like, how did we not see it? I think Mary Clay
not subtle.
Yeah, I think Mary Clay mentioned a few weeks ago that the breadcrumbs were there, and they definitely were. So I guess the question is, where do we go from here? And I'm not really sure, but I'm really happy to be here, and I'm going to ride this out with you guys.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'm actually going to write that down. Okay, I'm going to go to my Deathly Hallows, end of Deathly Hallows. Where, I'm going to name an episode that. Where do we go from here? Okay, perfect. So just tune back in for that in early 2025.
Yeah, no, before that, we need to have the episode, Where Are We Now? And then the next episode is, Where Do We Go?
Where do we go?
And then, how did she get there? It's a Rick and Morty joke. Wait, first of all, are you an athlete? Are you athletic?
So I consider myself pretty athletic, but not in like kind of the head-to-head Quidditch competitive way. Like I was a cheerleader and I ran cross country.
Oh, you're a sports.
That's pretty athletic.
But my husband was a big athlete in high school. He played football. And so I kind of consulted him for this Quidditch chapter, which we love. And we're so happy. Quidditch.
You always got to invite on people you like for the Quidditch chapters because they're so goddamn boring and awful.
Hell yeah, I'll do it.
This one is like one of the better ones because there's like a lot of intrapersonal stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, a lot happens.
Yes. I always found my football games when I was in high school were best when there was a fight immediately following them.
Did you ever get into a fight, Andrew?
No.
Yeah, you wouldn't. You're like the big guy who's like, guys.
No, I almost did a couple of times wrestling, but I was never the one who was like the aggressor. I was always the one that was like
the defender.
Well, or not even that. Like it was a school sanctioned event. Like I'm not going to throw a punch at a school sanctioned event. So these people would like
tell Harry Potter that.
They'd like get in my face, be like, "Yeah, what?" And it's just like I'm laughing. Like, really, your coach is right there. Like, whoa, I'm sure you're going to do something stupid. You know, like I don't know.
I'm thinking you're already wrestling too. Isn't that like a fight?
Yeah, and
that's not a fist fight.
Right. Well, I mean, generally
like
speaking, it's because it's a flirty fight. Generally speaking, it's because like maybe the way you do something is not the nicest way to do it, or like I will admit I used a lot of like I'm going to make you hurt when I wrestled. That was the effective way I found to motivate people to get on their back, is to within the rules of the sport inflict a painful.
It's okay. Yeah. We actually don't need to talk as much about wrestling.
Let's go. Let's abandon this.
I've never gotten into a fight during sports because I've almost never played sports, and when I did, I was like, "What? Sports. Where? What's? Oh, there? I'll go there. Oh, it's there now. Oh, I'll go there. Oh, there it goes again." Can you tell what sport I played? I played one sport.
Soccer.
So I was going to say soccer.
Does that sound like a soccer kid? I'm going to run this way.
No, that sounds like you playing soccer, Tina. That doesn't sound like a soccer kid.
Real talk. I blame my horrible vision. My vision is too bad to play sports, straight up. That's why just walking in one direction, sometimes uphill, is like my current
but the wind, approach. It was coming towards me, you see.
If you throw balls in the mix, any sort of balls that you have to kick or hit or dribble or throw, I'm out.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Woman after my own heart. No balls allowed.
No balls.
Okay, what Hogwarts house are you?
Oh, yeah. I am a Gryffindor. Boo. Tomato.
Oh, I'm rude.
Thank
Pretend
you.
I have the Luna lion and I'm like, rawr.
Hey, some of my best friends are Gryffindors, okay?
I've literally never tested anything else. I'm a Leo, so it kind of makes sense.
I
got a big main character complex. I'm a little bit vain. I'll take any attention you give me. Got a big, fragile ego. And I'm being a little bit mean to myself. I'm realizing I do like myself. I'm just very self-aware.
That's very Gryffindor of you to
all,
like yourself.
and I have all of the bad qualities of a Gryffindor and some of the good.
I love that. You're a bit headstrong, but willing to run into anything without really thinking it through first.
No thinking required.
I'm with you on that. No thinking required at all. I think with my heart, you know?
Listen to your heart when he's calling for you. Listen to your heart.
You have to,
Go on.
Come on.
There's nothing else you can do. I don't know where you're going.
No. Stop. The couplet was good. Okay, Ashley, final question. What the hell are you drinking? Because it looks really fancy.
Oh, okay. I've got a new wine glass. It's very colorful. And I am drinking one of those Negroni Spagliatos that Emma Darcy went so viral for. I'm a sucker.
I don't know any of those words.
It's called a Negroni Spagliato, and the actress that played Rhaenyra Targaryen in House of the Dragon, she mentioned that this was her favorite cocktail.
Oh,
and
like
I'm a sucker for a trend. Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about some type of wine. I was like, what in God's name? Okay. No, okay. I know it. Yeah.
Amazing.
So it is a little bit of Campari with sweet vermouth, and you top it with Prosecco, and that's the Spagliato element. In Italian, I think it means mistake, and there's a whole history behind the cocktail, but it really impressed me. I really like it. It's like an Aperol Spritz's older, darker, more sophisticated sister. It's very good.
So Negroni Spagliato, does that really just mean like fake Negroni, like it's in disguise as a Negroni?
Yes. I've never looked it up, but I would think that it means like a Negroni with a mistake, like an accidental Negroni. I'm
That's
not sure.
so funny.
It's very good.
Wait, what's the second word?
Spagliato, and I think it's Italian for mistake, and
It is.
I could be the mistake. Okay.
No, I looked it up. Sorry. It means mistaken.
What is the name of the girl on Recess? It's just Spinelli. It's not
Spinelli.
I was making it more Italian in my mind. I was like, did
Spagnelli.
they make her name mean mistake? No, they didn't.
Spagliato.
Pairs well with podcasts.
Oh my God, that's so good. I want to do like a beer. I want a beer to sponsor us now or something. I'm drinking
Yeah, what are you guys drinking?
21st Amendment Brewery Fireside Chat Winter Ale with spices and cocoa nibs. It's at 8%. But I'm all about the seasonal beers.
Was the 21st Amendment, was that the Prohibition one? Is that why it's called that?
You'd think so. Let me Google it. Not good at retaining numbers. 21st Amendment. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
All right.
20th was Prohibition.
My favorite
21st
one.
was repealing Prohibition.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So that's cute. Let me see. Does it say? No. Sometimes it's like 21st Amendment Brewery is like two best friends, and they like grew up loving beer with their dads, and now they made a beer. Well, whatever. Andrew, are you drinking?
Water.
You usually don't drink during the week. That's very good of you.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I was nervous. It's probably not a healthy coping mechanism, but your girl needed a cocktail.
You're fine. You're fine.
I still get nervous at the beginning of every single one of these episodes. So.
No way.
Oh my God. Because stuff happens and you're like, I can't stop coughing. And you're like, oh my God, I'm like live on my podcast right now.
Let's get
not
lost
live.
in thought about being live, but not really live.
I would never do this live. So what? Should we talk about the chapter? I don't know. Did we do all the questions?
Here we go.
Well, wait. Oh, I forgot to say, I suck at stuff like this. I forgot to say Happy New Year. Hello from the past, everyone. I forgot to say it because it's not the new year yet.
2023.
Yeah, it feels great to be in 2020. Oh, fuck it.
You can't say it yet because it's not true yet.
I'm a bit spagliato. I hope 2023 is going great so far. Christina, if you're listening to this, you're doing great. She's not listening to it.
I am.
You're doing great too. Everyone's doing great. So far your New Year's going great, and I'm proud of you.
Andrew, you know what you did.
You definitely don't listen to these. Okay, so cool. So New Year, and well, our podcast is slowly but surely lining up with the book, right? Like it never goes. Oh my God, I'm talking like such a dumbass tonight. The chronologies of the two never really line up except for like one episode a year. It like smashes that out of the park. Last year, it was the second task on Taylor's birthday, and it was like our 200th episode or something, 100th episode.
And Madam Puttyfoot's this year, right, is pretty close.
It's Puttyfoot's comes out, I think, the day after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So just we're slowly but surely. So right now we're doing like an October, November thing. So just remember a couple months ago, that's what's happening.
Back it up. Mm-hmm.
So Harry spends some time feeling good because he's like, I'm a rebel and someone's got a crush on me. Got like big like Luke Skywalker energy after his sister kisses him. He's like, I guess I'm just a pretty cool wizard guy, aren't I?
Yeah.
He's doing the Spider-Man 3 walk, you know?
No, I don't know
Peter
what's
Parker
that one.
walking down the street.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand the reference.
I do know the meme.
Just gonna.
Where he's walking all.
Wait, do I have to Google it?
Wait, I thought you were kidding. You really don't know this?
Spider-Man 3 specifically? Yeah. I don't know anything about no Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3 walk. When he's
I see. I Googled it. I see the picture. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, right?
Yeah,
Tobey Maguire.
Okay, I was sure of it.
Adjectiveless Spider-Man.
I've seen these movies. I'm not a big Spider-Man fan until you get to Into the Spider-Verse.
See, I'm not a big Spider-Man fan either, but Tobey Maguire, I was just so young when I saw those movies. That's my Spider-Man. I love Tom Holland. There's probably another one.
Andrew
I do. Yes,
I never saw any of those.
No, me either. Sorry, Andrew Garfield.
I like him in other stuff.
On behalf of all Andrews, I will accept the apology.
The first 3 Spider-Mans are like very legendary. You got like the Green Goblin, and you got
What is that? William
James
Dafoe?
Franco, but that's isn't
James
yes,
Franco,
it's James
yeah.
Franco. Is William Dafoe's son?
Are they both the Green Goblin?
I think James Franco takes over after William Dafoe gets killed.
Yeah.
Respectfully, I have to correct you. It is Willem Dafoe.
Willem.
Yes.
I'm Southern.
Deal. This is a big deal.
Those extra syllables are going to come out. Harry is like a really good teacher.
Yeah, he is.
And I think you mentioned that last episode.
I think we've been mentioning it a lot because it's extremely frustrating that he doesn't become a teacher someday.
He gets Neville to disarm Hermione, which granted, Defense Against the Dark Arts is not Hermione's strongest subject. She only got, I don't know what her owls were, but her lowest score was in Defense Against the Dark Arts. But still, Neville?
Yeah. Neville, I think, is low-key, he has so much, he's nothing but potential right now. There's nowhere for him to go but up.
Well, and he's in third year, he started to get some good, he was shined up a little bit, right? Because Lupin shined up everyone. Everyone was looking better. But then you had fourth year where it started off with him being faced with the curse that done fucked up his parents. And I don't think there was any real recovering from that immediately. Oh, that spider's experiencing what my parents did when they went insane.
Mm-hmm.
So
Harry's the best teacher since Lupin, I think.
Because he cares.
Because he's not evil. Because he's not evil. They're all evil. Here's what I would do. I would do everything in my power to give the Defense Against the Dark Arts classes to an existing teacher that I'd be like, Flitwick. For one fucking year, can you please just try to teach this class so we can see if it's really cursed like that?
Right.
Well, let's be honest. What does Dumbledore do with his day? It's not like there's really that much administration work at Hogwarts, right?
No. And this chapter, I don't know if Dumbledore has ever been more useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what he's doing.
When you said, what does Dumbledore do with his day? I went immediately to A Harry Potter Christmas, which has, as we've mentioned Andrew, the Harry Potter stuff has the Andrew Dumbledore.
Yeah.
And there's this scene where the kids walk in on him post-coitus with his boyfriend Dracula, and he's being very Dumbledore about it. So that's what I think he does with his day.
He fucked.
For sure.
So they're doing Dumbledore's army. My brain was like, defense against the dark arts. Defense. Yeah. It's called Dumbledore's army. They're doing their meetings regularly. No.
Not
irregularly.
Yeah. Irregularly.
They are regularly irregular.
Yes. Oink. I don't know. That just sounded like an innuendo.
That's right. Their meetings can't poop.
Dependably can't poop. So Hermione invents this coin method where everyone has a coin that will heat up when Harry sets the next date on his coin. They'll all look like it. They'll all change to have the same date.
Yeah.
Would you guys like a little etymology that I read about that adjective, protean?
Yeah, please.
Yes.
You literary smart folks may know this, but it refers to of or pertaining to the sea god Proteus.
In case you missed it, but
Oh shit. Okay, and this is the spell to make the other coins mimic Harry's.
Right.
Okay.
The actual Oxford definition is tending or able to change frequently or easily.
Whoa.
But in Greek mythology, Proteus is a sea god. I think he's the oldest son of Poseidon, and of the eldest gods crew may have to correct me on this. But he's a prophetic shapeshifter. So in the Odyssey, when someone would try to capture him to find out his wisdom or, prophecies or whatever, he'd change into a shark or a bear.
Oh, he is in Percy Jackson, I think.
So he can change kind of like the coin, which is one of the coolest pieces of magic I think we get to see performed by a student.
Yeah, that's
and another
very
one
cool.
is in this chapter too. It's very impressive.
Well, and they're like, "Are you for real? You can do that spell?" And Hermione's like, "Oh yeah."
Well, and then we get one of my favorite moments. Who is it? Which jackass is it from Ravenclaw? That's like, well, then why aren't you in Ravenclaw?
Terry Boot.
Terry, yeah,
Fucking Terry Boot.
Terry,
Put my boot up your ass.
Terry, my guy, sit the fuck down and just think about it. You think you're really that smart? Well, then think about how fucking brave she must be. How much courage she must have. And it's so obvious that in his small little mind, they're well, surely a woman can't actually be that brave because look how smart she is. And, oh, God.
Yeah. It's cool that we kind of get to see her explain a little bit of her house sorting too. She says that the house almost put her in Ravenclaw.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't like to dwell on the house sorting too much. I think it's a little bit arbitrary. I don't think that it's that accurate.
Yes. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's if it makes you happy, go right ahead. But if you're stressed about it, don't do that. Don't do that at all.
Oh, God, no. No.
I'm a Cancer ENFP Hufflepuff.
I need a box. And Ron is poor.
Oh my God. Let's make fun of him for being stupid and poor in the same sentence.
At first, he is excited that he thought Hermione brought actual money.
Yes.
And then he says that he couldn't possibly mistake, and accidentally spend this galleon because he doesn't have any.
Hey, Ron. That's not funny, man. Just making everyone feel bad. Just making it.
Why is Ron more insecure than Ginny, Fred, and George? They're all here.
I know, but have you met any of them? They're all so much cooler than him.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're all so cool.
Very cool.
It's obvious it's supposed to be showing he's already not confident in himself, but
we've got that insecure trend starting.
Yeah. So it's gotta be oh yeah, that's right, and I'm poor, something that I haven't had to live with my entire life and know already without any reminder whatsoever.
So would you guys accidentally spend this galleon? Because I probably would.
Absolutely.
I definitely would. Yeah.
You'd have to put it somewhere so separate from your other money.
Yeah. They need a wizard credit card or something. I would never even
around gold coins. That's so stupid.
I think I would keep mine on an old candle right? So that if it heated up, it would melt down into the wax. So I could be like, aha,
Nice.
I would notice it. Otherwise, I literally would put it on a bedside or something and either spend it or never look at it again.
And it never says how Harry changes them. I mean, I don't really know. He's got like the one galleon to rule them all. And it's
like a combination lock. He has to like slide.
Yeah.
That's
Wait.
fantastic.
Is that what a combination lock is? I guess there's different kinds of combination locks, aren't there? Because there's the...
Lots.
And some even
With
have
locker.
letters. Whoa.
Whoa. I'm so bad with locks. They're like my only weakness. I truly am. Keys and locks. I'm so bad at them. I would have been really bad at that one room in the Sorcerer's Stone, the key lock room. You know the one.
All these keys.
All these fucking... I am sick of these motherfucking keys.
In this motherfucking room.
So Hermione is... Oh, I think Harry says, this reminds me of the Death Eater scars. And Hermione's like, yeah, that's where I got the idea from. And it's like,
Okay.
oh,
We need to
you
go into
don't
a
say that
dark
out loud.
place.
Yeah, don't say that out loud.
Okay,
for
so
sure.
y'all did y'all read it or listen to it?
I read it.
I read it.
Okay, I listened to the audiobook and it gave me pause that it said scars. Because I don't remember anything about scars with that. I know they have the tattoos.
Oh,
Because like he touches the dark mark, which is explicitly noted as being a tattoo at different points in the book.
The Death Eater's scars. I see that.
I mean, technically, a tattoo is a scar. Technically.
I'm not. I refuse to give that bitch that much credit.
Well, and do you remember in the movie of the Goblet of Fire, they like cut Harry for his blood, like right where the dark mark is on the Death Eaters, and they're like, "Look, it's the same." But in the book, it's like we're not doing that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So it makes even less sense.
Yeah. Just saying. Just saying.
Should I fact check that? Oh, I didn't bring a copy of my book.
Prepared.
I got the illustrated Order of the Phoenix for Christmas,
Ooh.
which is,
Nice.
we don't support the author. We don't buy her stuff. But if you get a gift from someone that you just need to lovingly accept gifts from, you keep it.
It's not a Christmas morning conversation.
So, right. Yes. Thank you. And so that shit is giant. You got to read that shit on a table. I can't just like chill with that on the couch. Like you need like a lectern, like whatever they read the Torah on. You need that for Order of the Phoenix.
Now I'm just imagining you with one of the ones from Game of Thrones where it's like the 7 different desks, right? That you can like circle through that each have a book on them.
What?
Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the thing that you see in the libraries where they have all the different books open and each one is like its own like desk that you can spin.
I don't remember this at all. I have no memory of this place.
Hold on.
I'm pulling it up. Oh, huh? I don't know. The like circle things? Why don't I remember this at all? Well, this isn't very fun to listen to. Sounds cool. I'm down for any kind of cool library. Okay. Eventually, the Dumbledore's army meetings are put on hold because Gryffindor Quidditch practices every day. We're getting ready for the first game of turn versus guess who?
Oh.
It's Slytherin.
Oh, yay.
Surprise, surprise. Bring in the drama.
Yeah, and they were having, even before this, they were having to schedule the DA meetings around 3 Quidditch teams. Yeah. And so I guess Slytherin is just that alienated that not one Slytherin would want to join.
They're not allowed. I feel like they would really like not be allowed.
Yeah. Get out of here, Slytherin.
It's like the same way at the end of Deathly Hallows, McGonagall is like, take all the Slytherins to the dungeon. And it's like, okay, well, that's where we live, but we'll go. So, yeah, it's a Quidditch chapter.
Yay, surprise!
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite chapter.
Sports. Love it.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but we haven't had a Quidditch chapter since the beginning of Goblet of Fire when we did the World Cup. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right. It was canceled that year.
Yep. Wow. We had the dragon, which is Quidditch adjacent.
And McGonagall wants that Quidditch cup.
Well,
bad.
she wants to keep it. She's like, it looks really nice
In
my
study.
I found the nicest little nook for it. It's great.
Yeah.
God, it would be a shame if it wasn't there anymore.
I had to hand it over. Yeah.
Do you think McGonagall and Snape shit talk when no one else is around?
Absolutely.
It's probably very passive. They're both so intellectual.
And like kind of aloof too. Like they're neither one of them is like engagers.
They definitely have their own way, though, right? Because, like, there's no way you're not telling me that they're not going to take every opportunity to, like, kind of shit on the other one. But like you said, they're intellectual about it. So it's going to be like, well, I don't care about the Quidditch matches, but even if I did, it wouldn't matter because we win all the time.
I do feel like McGonagall and Snape like have a relationship that we don't get to see at all in the books, and I feel like they do get each other. You know, like I feel like there's some camaraderie there. Like if for no other reason than that they've been like the second and third in charge of this school for like whatever years, like 15, 20 years.
Yeah, they're the main heads of house that we see.
Yeah. It's the deputy headmistress and the deputy to the deputy headmistress.
Well, and I think both their characters have that same ultimate devotion to Dumbledore, right?
Yeah,
where at the
for
end of the
sure.
day, if Dumbledore
Yeah.
says jump, both of them are the type that are going to say how high. Like
Yeah.
they might do it in different ways, and Snape might be sneering the whole time, but they're gonna jump.
Yeah. And like I think they trust each other and like respect each other. I think that McGonagall like maybe even like maybe not knows, but like really suspects how Snape is like allowed to be duplicitous like he is. Like I feel like or maybe I don't know, maybe he confided in her.
I think McGonagall trusts
Maybe.
Dumbledore so much that if Dumbledore tells her that he can be trusted, that's enough for her.
I want McGonagall and Snape to have like a relationship of their own. Like I want them
Yeah.
to like each other without that.
Well, remember, she trusted Dumbledore when he said to drop Harry off after watching them as
Oh my god, we can't go back to the first chapter.
But after watching and calling them the worst type of
Worst.
muggles and seeing
Yes.
all that shit, when Dumbledore was like, no, we've got to do this, she was like, all right.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I mean,
And
I'm
they-
not going to be in charge of this kid.
Yeah, they both run a really they run a tight ship, the two of them, kind of until this chapter, and Snape more than McGonagall kind of gets lax on his house.
Oh my god. McGonagall will never be lax ever for any reason, no matter what.
That bun, so tight.
I know. It's like, I know you have to have migraines. Ashley, do you ever like wear a high pony all day and then you take it down at night and it like hurts bad?
Yes, it's like the greatest, like hurt. It hurts so good, to take out.
Yes. And you're like, oh my God, I've been in a little bit of pain all day. I just realized.
That's McGonagall for sure.
It's like, and that's why there's that joke in Goblet of Fire where she's like, the Yule Ball's an opportunity for us to let our hair down. And everyone's like, you don't let your hair down.
Well-mannered frivolity.
Nice. Okay, so it's like leading up to the first Quidditch match of the
Big
term.
game.
The big game, Gryffindor versus Slytherin.
Because
it's October, it's November.
let's not think about the fact that literally the biggest rivalry of the whole year is going to happen on the first game of the season. I'm sure that is not...
Everyone's invested.
Yeah, that is definitely not a foreshadowing of any sort or anything like that.
What are you getting at? I don't get it, Andrew. Oh my God. What are you saying to me?
Screaming!
Well, like, why else would you have it be the Gryffindor Slytherin one except for the fact that they're going to ban them? Right?
Oh,
That's the only reason that you would have the biggest,
Because-
most important match of the season as the
Because
first
I feel
match.
like usually, all right, I feel like usually it's like Gryffindor plays Slytherin last
Yeah.
because drama.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm going to Google, I'm so sorry, Chamber of Secrets Quidditch schedule. You can just Google stuff like this for Harry Potter. You can literally Google anything. Quidditch calendars, harrypotterlexicon.org. Thank you so much. An almanac of Quidditch at Hogwarts.
Someone has taken the time to do this for us.
Yeah.
Philip Likey. Oh my God. Is it Likey? What are you wearing?
I skimmed
Philip?
these chapters
Is it likey, likey, likey?
growing up.
Okay, wait. I don't. Okay, hold on. I'm just seeing second Quidditch match.
Apparently, Philip did a really shitty job at this.
Yeah,
Quidditch
Philip.
match.
God.
Sixth and final Quidditch. Oh, Gryffindor versus Ravenclaw. Oh, because okay. Anyway, it didn't. My theory's not right. I'm backing down from it.
Is it usually Gryffindor or Slytherin first?
I don't know. Who knows? There's no way to know.
Oh, your theory about being able to Google things like this is what's proven to be wrong.
No. I found a comprehensive Quidditch calendar. My theory about them always playing each other last fell through immediately.
Well,
Okay.
they have really upped their pregame trash talk.
It is serious. They are organizing. They have buttons.
They have props, everyone.
This school loves badges.
Oh my god!
all of these
Who
kids-
has the button maker? What is happening?
We've got Spew. We've got
Yep.
Potter Stinks, Cedric Rules, and now we've got Weasley is our king. And it goes beyond verbal. I mean, they jinx Alicia Spinnett's eyebrows to like grow way in front of her
For like a
eyes.
split second, it's very like Brooke Shieldsy, and you're like, "This looks good on you, Alicia."
Your
And then
eyebrows
you're
are
like,
looking
"Oh,
so
oh
full.
no! Oh, this is so bad."
Yeah.
Angelina gets gets hit like in the library. It goes beyond sticks and stones may break my bones.
Which also implies that, like, it would be okay for them to do charms on themselves, like, for beauty stuff, which, like, let's be honest. If you're allowed at Hogwarts to do body modification charms on yourselves, there's, like, an entire hospital wing for guys that try and make their dicks bigger, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Oh
what
my
Engorgio was designed for.
Like, there's, like, an entire... This is the wing of shame where we roll you in. We've told you not to do this, but we roll you into the shame wing, and, you know, just you sit there with all the other 8 or 9 guys that tried it that year that are recovering.
For sure. And Madame Pomfrey for sure goes to Snape and is like, Snape, you got to make me some more contraceptive potion. Man,
Yeah.
These kids be fucking.
I don't know if you guys have seen Rick and Morty. There's that episode where Summer tries to make her boobs bigger, and then she just makes herself into a giant, right?
Oh!
Like escalates so quickly. Okay, so you know who's not doing good? Ronald Weasley.
Ronald
Is not doing
Weasley.
good.
Poor
Falling
Wan.
apart. Fortitude is not his strength.
Oh my god! Like he's never endured anything. Like, bro.
I know Harry has had a masterclass in bullying from Dudley and all of the Dursleys.
Yep.
And so he can take it. And Harry actually believes in Ron, though, which is very sweet. He's like, man, you made that really awesome save, and kicked the quaffle all the way to the other side of the Quidditch pitch and scored. And spoiler alert, he didn't mean to do it. Like, he would die if he tried to do it again.
I love the image of that scene of Ron just being like, Harry, you gotta love it with you, man. Everyone was looking the other direction. I just went with it.
Because it was like a page earlier in Harry's like musing narrative, like monologue. He's like, yeah, Ron even like did this cool thing. So like, I think it's going to be okay. And Ron's like,
Yes.
it's not going to be okay.
It's not okay, Harry.
And Fred and George have the triple backhanded compliment. I have the quote. It says, even Fred had said that Ron might yet make him and George proud, and they were seriously considering admitting that he was related to them, something he assured Ron that they had been trying to deny for 4 years. Like, he's not one of us.
Poor Ron.
No, he's related to that Percy guy. The other
Oh,
jackass.
The
Yeah,
other douche.
no relation here.
And Ron is so susceptible to teasing. I don't know how they know.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just doing it. I don't know.
Isn't this one of those things that having a whole bunch of brothers is supposed to like help you not
Dude.
be susceptible to? I thought that was the whole deal. Is the only reason that you want other siblings is to get used to the teasing.
It's completely
even
true.
Harry.
It's
like,
completely true.
Harry's like, get a grip.
And he wasn't raised with any fucking siblings, that's for sure.
Well, let's be fair. If you're being raised with hardcore mental abuse, the light shining of a small child's mind is not really going to affect you as much as it might affect other people.
And he has a great comeback.
Yeah.
He's like, if I'd be more concerned if Warrington was aiming next to me.
Oh, mic drop.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think with Ron, it's like there was the first 3 sons who are all great. And then there's Fred and George who do their own thing. And then it's like Ron and Ginny. And Ginny's a little girl and the baby. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is.
And she's tough.
And ferociously
she's cooler than him.
Too.
She's
Yes.
so much cooler than him. So Ron's just like, he's like the middle child. Like he just not like in terms of number, but in terms of like he's the only one who acts like such the middle child.
He's the middlest child.
Yeah.
He feels the expectations of the sum of his brothers before him, all of which had very differing talents. And so he genuinely feels like he has to do all these things. And it's like, bro, just pick one lane.
It's made him like so reactive. Like he will react to anything ever.
The fuck are you talking about, Tina? What are you talking about? You just reacting, huh?
So quickly.
What do you mean? What are you trying to say?
Just like didn't answer. It does demonstrate like a lack, because you are right. I'm doing this conversation circle. Like if you have siblings, you know that the only thing to do is to not engage. It's your only way of getting out of this unscathed. And he doesn't know that.
No, and he doesn't even really engage too badly. He just turns green and gets sick.
Right. He's like so reactive.
So effective. Yeah.
You know, he really should have listened to Gwen Stefani, because like a few times been around that track, it's not just going to happen like that. Because she ain't no holla back girl. So she knows not to engage. And he really just needs to have learned that lesson and to just go on with his day. And
Andrew, that's the second time you've just said in a normal tone song lyrics in this episode, and you only get 3 as a reminder. So you've done your 3.
The next song lyrics, I expect to hear Weasley is our king to a tune of your choice. I'm so mad too, because Draco is the worst Quidditch player. I don't think he has ever caught a snitch. I mean, you're just as useless at Quidditch as you say Ron is.
Actually, I got to push back. He's quite useful because his daddy buys everyone else who's actually good equipment.
Nimbus 2001.
So he's very, very useful, just not personally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that Draco Malfoy is 15 and I'm 31.
Right.
But every time he opens his mouth, I'm like, you think you are such hot shit. Like the stuff that's coming out of his mouth is like, this isn't even like clever. Like you're not being funny. None of this is good. Like everything you're saying is awful and stupid.
Yeah, and his song sucks.
But like you do have to, I mean, I don't know if either of y'all got like even a little bit bullied in high school. I got a little bit bullied in high school for sure.
I had a mean friend.
Oh, that's so much worse.
Yeah. But that was the extent.
I got bullied a little bit in high school. It was really hard. I've always kind of been like this. So like, it's not like I took it like it's like I wasn't around. But the worst to me is like when people are being like so, like the cool people are being like so nice to you. You like think that it has to be a trick.
You're getting carried.
So like, I think like shit like this is like, dude, Ron, you're our favorite, man. You're the best because you suck so much. Like, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
You're our king.
Yeah.
Like that shit is so sinister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's bad.
There was this girl named Kelly, and she would always finish the mile run in like 6 minutes. And I was a walker because
Kelly.
I refuse. Like I'm not engaging with your mile run. Like I'm just not doing this. I'm not going to try.
Than this.
I'm not even going to try. So I'd be like walking, it'd be like 12 minutes in, and she'd like be lapping around and be like, come on, you got this. She like has already like lapped. She's going around being like, come on, pick up your feet. Come on, you got this, girl. And she'd like come run next to me, and I'd be like, no, goodbye. Like we're not doing this.
When I would run the 2 mile in track, you know, they start the females before the male racers. And, you know, the announcer would come on the loudspeaker and say, all right, and now it's time for the men's 2 mile. Oh, wait. There's still a female runner on the track.
Oh,
it was me.
I would have kept running straight up the stairs just into that booth to be like, fuck you. And then like turn around and walk away.
I don't know what my mile is now. 15 minutes.
My mile, it's 60.
Doing a mile is great.
60
like,
an hour.
If you walk a mile at like a steady pace, it's like a 12, 13 minute mile.
I can do that.
Yeah, easy peasy. I just do it uphill, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, working them buns and thighs.
It says when we kind of get into the morning of the Quidditch match how cold it is. And it says that the students are wearing fancy gloves to and from class. And I just cannot imagine walking in this giant, drafty stone castle in those temperatures. Like, there's got to be a spell for this.
I'm totally with you. I'm freezing right now in my, like, townhouse. You know, like, it's there's no draft here.
Mm-hmm.
I always appreciate a nice chill, brisk walk, you know? But I do have to admit the thought of them, like, with the long, like, protecting dragonhide gloves from their potions class, that is ridiculous. That's
it sounds
just
like
silly.
you can't do anything with your hands.
Yeah, it's gloves so thick that they're effectively worthless, right?
Yeah.
Might as well be a muff.
Waddle to class.
So it's the day of the match. Ron is not okay. Have I mentioned that Ron's not okay?
Can't even talk.
Can't talk, can't eat. It's just it's like escalating. Like, he's going like deer in headlights, and Harry's like watching it happen, and he's like, I don't know how to help him.
You just skipped over that. Ron Weasley can't eat.
Yeah.
Right.
My God.
Serious.
Well, listen, the narrative is like Ron has to eat. They went down to breakfast. Ron couldn't eat. And then it says that Ron is looking down at the empty milk dregs of his cereal bowl. So he ate at least a bowl of cereal.
May have tried.
Cereal doesn't count as a meal.
For nervous breakfast, I think it's great.
Luna's hat. You
my
know,
God.
we get to
The
see Luna's
greatest
hat in this scene.
Ever, you mean?
Which is also, you know, we go on and on about Hermione's protean charm, but this is impressive as well.
And everyone's
And she
just like,
didn't even
oh
get
my
to
God,
finish it.
Luna, you're like so weird and annoying. But it's like,
But
she's so cool.
She calls Ron Ronald, and I just think
know.
that's really sweet.
It's like, it reminds me of Nat from Bob's Burgers. It's like very formal and calls Bob Robert.
Nat! Linda! Kids! Robert!
Hello, Natalie.
I'm here to pick up a little lunch to go.
From here? Nah, no.
Do y'all, Ashley, do you get like nervous tummy aches? Like if you have something to do, something cool to do, like on your wedding day, did you wake up with like a horrible stomach ache?
Insanely. I was more nervous before this podcast than I was on my wedding day.
Excuse me while I go blush in the corner for it.
Wait, we're so normal. Nobody be nervous to talk to us ever.
You could be a little nervous.
I get very, very nervous. I get performance anxiety. And the weirdest thing happened on my wedding day. It was back in August 2022. I woke up very calm, which I thought was a good sign.
Yeah.
But yes, I get performance anxiety. I do relate, but Ron is so kind of whiny about his nervousness. I'm the worst. Why did I ever do this? I'm going to mess it up. It's like, just
makes it everyone else's problem.
If you're going to do it, internalize it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm completely with you on that. He makes it everyone else's burden.
I can't remember if I said this before on here or not, like one of the previous Quidditch episodes, but one of the things that the author is very competent at doing is describing like a pre-game nerves bout.
Yeah, you have said that before.
You have said that. I listen.
It does actually track still here. Like that, I don't know. Maybe it's just from my personal experience, but she does a very good job of describing the way it feels before a big, like potentially physically dangerous event. That like, why am I doing this? Why am I here? I'm terrible. I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to get hurt, and I'm going to let everyone down, and they're going to be mad at me all in one. It's like
so that's why I don't do sports.
Yeah,
is like that.
It's not worth it.
Like I've had mad nerves about lots of stuff, but like definitely never any threat to my body ever. Mm-hmm. Maybe like flying. I'm like, oh, this threatens my body.
And so Hermione kisses Ron on the cheek.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Why?
Oh my God.
Does she do this?
I think because she like once, okay, in the other book I'm reading right now, The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson, the main character is a teenage sleuth who also has anxiety. So she's like trying to figure out how to be a detective, but also sometimes they're talking about dead bodies. And she's like, okay, I feel the beginning of an anxiety attack. What are we going to do about this? And her best friend, her strategy is like distraction. So it's like she can see her friend starting to have this anxiety attack. She's like, here is this piece of cake. Would you like to eat a piece of cake? That would maybe be different from what you're doing right now, huh? So I think Hermione is like, what if I just kind of like shock the system a little bit? You know?
Hot girl magic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does she kiss Harry as well? Because, you know, she says, good luck, Ron, standing on tiptoe and kissing him on the cheek. And you, Harry, dash. Did she also kiss Harry? I don't know. But she
Ron
definitely
wouldn't even
kisses
notice.
Ron.
Well, she definitely kissed Ron, and she definitely kissed Ron because Hermione is very smart, and she has noticed that Ron clearly has a crush on her. And so she's like, even though he's my friend, this isn't going to be a sexual thing. It's just going to, like, shock him, right?
Shock him.
Maybe I can just, like,
Yes.
send a jolt to the system that'll get him out of this funk. And she, like, goes for what the near nuclear option is. It's like, I will
thought.
kiss him on the cheek. Something that will go, like, she wants,
Do you
like,
think
the cartoon.
she was sitting there being like, should I get him on the mouth? No, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much.
That's two books from now. That's 2 books from now.
That'll be too much of a shock. He'll go comatose.
Yes. Gotta save that one for when he really needs it.
Yeah.
Oh, and he does. It's like a power up. Anyway. So they leave breakfast to go down to the Quidditch pitch, and Harry finally picks up on the fact that the badges that the Slytherins are wearing says they say Weasley is our king.
Bad. He knew it was going to be bad.
I think something about Arthurian legends. Oh man, Charlie said something once about Ron Weasley, Arthurian figure. Weasley is our king. Charlie,
Yeah.
message me. Write this down.
Message me right now, even though we're recording and you have no way of hearing this.
No, they'll message me. They'll be like, I said I wanted to come on and talk about blah, 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 blah.
Wow, Tina, that's a very mean way to refer to your friends. Okay.
Harry notices the badges, but I think Ron is too, like,
In a
distracted.
daze.
Yeah, he's literally in a daze. I feel like I
Ignorance
can
is bliss.
feel his body. I feel like, do you guys ever get, like, numb? Like, so
Yes.
numb. That your face, and then you're like, oh, wait, my cheeks are, like, tingling really hard. You know what I mean? Like, all that, like,
Yes.
weird. I feel like Ron doesn't know what's happening.
That may have been Hermione's tactic too, because doesn't she kiss Ron and then kind of whisper to Harry, like, hey, don't let him read those badges.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She knows, like I said, she knows what she's doing.
She knows them.
She's
those
the
two
only
boys.
one in this whole fucking book who knows what they're doing, if you ask me. And even then, not always, because she's still doing that thing where she's leaving hats out for the house elves.
For Dobby. She's leaving them out for Dobby.
For Dobby. Oh, and he looks great in them.
He can only wear 7 hats at once, but he rocks all 7 hats at one time.
Yeah, no. Catch him on at Fashion Week in New York City. They go. Speaking of Fashion Week, it's time to change into the Quidditch robes. That was
Ron
bad. They
can't
don't look
talk,
great.
eat, put on his clothes.
I kind of can't with like such helplessness. Like
Yeah.
if Ron were my real life friend, I would be like, you know what? I'm nervous about this game too. Like you're on your own, dude.
Like second string keeper, you're up because
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
one cannot function.
Well, and then that seems to be what he's going for, though, right? Is like it's like that thought of like if I fail so hard before we even start, maybe I won't have to do this. Maybe
He's lowering the expectations.
Yeah. Like maybe if I just look so sad, if I just have the sad boy look, people will be like, oh, well, that sad boy can't play Quidditch, so get someone else in there.
Can we talk though about how there is no backup keeper? None of them. What are they called? Like
Reserves.
reserve. They have no
Yeah.
reserve team, which that's like kind of bonkers for even for high school, right?
And in such a violent game where you're,
Yeah.
hundreds of feet up in the air.
And I think they lose a couple games because Harry just simply cannot go on. But what if they had a backup seeker, Or like they've had to, I don't really remember. They all
I know, and
run together.
poor Alicia, spoiler, the Seeker and both, what are they called? Bludgers?
Beaters.
No, beaters get banned. And she's like, I'm down half my team.
Yeah. So Angelina's doing some prep and pep talks. And
Angelina, what a girl.
Yeah,
What a
she's
girl.
my bitch. I want her story. Like I want just like a fun magic sports novel. about Angelina.
Everyone heard it. Tina just said that she wants a sports novel, and it would specifically be about Quidditch. So she wants
here first.
an entire Quidditch novel, just not written by that bitch, and just
I'm
not
thinking like
involving
maybe
Harry Potter.
volleyball or something, but like magic volleyball.
Gobstones?
That ain't right. Gobstones has got to be like chess, right?
I think it's like
Yeah.
chess with a cauldron or something.
Huh.
Is that the one that's supposed to be dangerous?
What if it's like marbles?
Isn't there one where you have to catch something in a cauldron on your head or something like that?
I do not know what you're talking about.
I think it's like marbles. In that educational decree number 24 chapter, you know, when she bans all organized clubs and someone's like, what about gobstones? And Ron's like, I think you'll be fine.
Andrew, the dangerous one is exploding snap because it'll explode.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no.
No.
I think gobstones are like marbles. That's a good comparison.
Creothcean?
Okay, so you're making stuff up.
I am not. On the Harry Potter lexicon, Creothcean, popular in Middle Ages, was invented in Scotland. It is considered to be probably the most dangerous of all broom games.
So you've read Quidditch through the ages.
I have. It involves trying to catch hundreds of falling rocks and boulders within cauldrons strapped to the players' heads. It inevitably causes a huge number of fatalities and was banned in 1762.
Should we cover
Fatality.
Quidditch through the ages on our Patreon bonus show?
That could be interesting, but it's literally all about Quidditch. So, like, that's up to you.
You need to get my husband Josh on for that one. He doesn't know anything about Harry Potter, but he does know sports.
All right, Josh, I'm going to describe some sports to you involving magic, and we're going to hear what your thoughts are, okay?
Guys, Grace adopted a kitten, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Grace, I was so scared that you were going to make me rank my favorite hosts.
No, I'm going to make you do it since you brought it up. Go.
So I was going, I thought
She's
about
ready.
it.
She's actually so ready for this.
Very quick. You can cut this out or
I would never.
you can leave it in. All the consent. My favorite standalones are going to be Tina, Haley, and Brooke. Haley is my number one favorite.
Haley's also my dad's number one favorite. I'll never forget when he texted me and he was like, I love that girl on your podcast. And I was like, which one? Me? And he's like, no, the smart one, the one who's always like so sharp. And I'm like, that's Haley for sure.
Those three I can listen to ramble on about anything for hours.
I'm honored.
My favorite to hear interact with people are you, Andrew, and Leela. I love hearing their discourse with everyone. And then Grace is left. But I just wanted to say that every time I hear Grace's sweet, sweet voice,
I know.
it is such a pleasure. I think it was mentioned in one episode that she's like a baker, like she bakes cakes and ices cakes. And it just made so much sense.
Amazing cakes. Not just not just cakes. Like, it needs to be mentioned. These are like next level cakes.
Wait, I'm gonna link her portfolio in the show notes.
Please do. I've never had one, but I would love to see them.
Oh my God, come by Virginia, and anyone listening can come through to Richmond and get cake.
It's like some post-apocalyptic movie. If you can hear my voice, come to Virginia.
If you can hear me in 2023.
Brooke and Haley are also the scariest.
Oh, I know.
I agree. Concur.
In a good way.
Because Brooke and Haley don't. They don't care about you. They just don't.
They care about you, but they don't care about your ego. So it does, like, they care about you as a human. They want you to be alive. They like the things that you do, but they don't care about, like, how you feel about yourself, if you have confidence. I think I know this thing. Well, if they know the opposite, it's going to be said.
They're both just so smart.
Mm-hmm.
I love all of you equally. Yes, very smart.
Oh, I love all of you equally too, Ashley.
Oh, listeners, she loves you.
I love all of the listeners, but I love the patrons the most. More.
You're only allowed to say that on the patron show. We do a lot of sexy patron talk on the patron show. Okay. The game begins. Are we ready? Come on, let's do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Woo!
And the game begins.
Yes, and Lee Jordan continues to be the only entertaining thing about Quidditch. He's so in love with Angelina. It takes him one sentence.
I'm in love with Angelina too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I get it.
Oh, before the match started, the captains shook hands and they said that Montague, this gigantic jock with hairy arms, was trying to crush her hand and she didn't wince. I'm like, that's my girl.
I'm surprised that like she wasn't palming something so that when they went to shake hands, like he couldn't, like a roll of coins or something, so that he literally couldn't squeeze down. That's how I see her being smart enough to be like, no, I'm not even going to give you that.
Maybe she has one of those shocker things, and when he goes to kick her hand, it's like.
But yes, we are playing Quidditch.
Okay, Lee Jordan is commentating very nicely, but he only gets in like the one joke, not joke, really, about how he has a crush on Angelina. But then he gets kind of serious, and he's like, "Oh, what's that?" And it's Weasley as our king, and it's like, let's just say, like, not a flattering song about Ronald Weasley.
Yeah, not great, not the most, not what I would want people to sing about me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, and aren't British football slash soccer fans kind of known for their coordinated jeers and chants at the opposing team?
Really?
I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Whoa,
I
didn't
think
know
so.
that.
Well, pretty much all non-American soccer has like traditional chants and like team, like it's on national teams, it's on club teams. They all have their go-to stuff, but they are definitely in England specifically known to be very antagonistic towards their other players.
I just
their other
don't
teams.
get it. I just don't get why people fight about sports or politics or anything.
Yeah.
Why are we fighting?
I just hope both teams have fun.
Exactly. I don't want anyone to stress about something made up like sports. People stress so much over it.
Yeah. And in this school, it affects your chance at the House Cup.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
why
completely
sports?
true and completely bullshit.
Hermione's like, what did my 112% on Flitwick's Charms quiz
Doesn't
do
matter.
for my House Cup?
Do you have a broom? Let's see what you got, Hermione.
Although, in all fairness, she earns a fair number of house points just in a different.
Oh my god,
way
yeah,
with being
answering
smart.
questions right.
And like, there
Yes.
is no way that some of these athletes are ever going to win points for being like Crabbe and Goyle are never going to get points for their house because they got a question right. So
You
like,
should try harder.
They average negative points for something.
The taunting is working. Surprise, surprise. Ron lets them score.
A lot of times.
And then Harry's just like sitting there being stressed for Ron and watching him.
And Angelina's like, what are you doing?
You know, like imagine you're Angelina 12 seconds before that line.
God.
She's stressing so much about Ron, and then she like looks and Harry's just like dead in the air staring at him.
Might as well be in the stands.
yeah,
Probably
Like, you can
mouth
end this
open.
right now.
Oh my god, he's probably like squinting his eyes a little bit because it's bright outside. They don't get to wear sunglasses.
she probably like looked over, saw him floating there, looked away for like 15 seconds. Which, if you're in something like this, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Looks back over, he's still floating. Looks away for another like 30 seconds, and then looks back. It's like, what are you doing?
Just go get him. He only have one job, Harry. So why don't you try doing it?
Literally, you have
And
one job.
I think Harry has used this tactic that Draco is using. I do think that he marked Cho in a previous book.
Oh, yeah.
So, Harry is proactively looking for the snitch, and Draco is just following Harry.
It's like it's a flirting thing. I refuse to accept any other explanation.
Yes. What is it? Isn't it like a, when you kind of mime someone's like tone or expressions, isn't that like a sign that someone likes you?
Oh my god. Like how we said at the beginning of this that we were going to start taking on more and more of a southern accent as the episode goes on. It's because we like you.
Ashley, I swear
It's
to God,
me.
I thought you just said, when you cut a mime, and I was like, my God, no, I never just cut them. They're
Yeah, I probably
annoying, but
stuttered.
cut a mime. What the? Woo,
or
okay.
mirror, I think is what I was going to say. When, if someone's mirroring your body language,
imitation
it's like
behavior.
they probably like you. Yes. That's definitely going on here. Or he just knows Harry's better and he sucks.
I think that okay, so he's being like a Slytherin. He's like, this isn't against the rules. Maybe my broom's faster once you find it. He's not good at this. I think you said that earlier, Andrew. He's not good at being a seeker. So he uses a different strategy.
I think he did the same exact thing in the second year, because he had the Nimbus 2001, and he basically just trailed Harry and was like, well, when you find it, I'm going to get it first.
Flirting. Dude, my number one method of flirting is I'm not leaving you alone. And it works. It works for me. Wherever you are, I'm right behind you. Okay, Slytherin scores again and again. And then Gryffindor scores. Do you guys like this? You like this Quidditch chapter? They score and then they score and they fly around and then they score.
Yeah. And they're flying around and they dodge and they get and they steal. Yes.
Zip, zap, zoop. Yeah. So eventually it's 40-10 Slytherin. Did I say that right? Did I say it like a real sports gal?
You sported it up, my dear.
Like Lee Jordan himself.
Oh my God, thank you so much. What an honor. Harry sees the snitch. Wow, my notes are incomprehensible. It says Harry sees the snitch, the dips.
The dips?
The snitch, the dips. The snitch and the dips. It's probably supposed to say and he dips.
Maybe.
Out.
Yes.
That would make more sense than and he dips.
He
Yes.
dips.
And I did. We dip. Oh, that was 3.
Yeah.
That was 3. I'm done.
Yes, the book said he dived. So yes, he definitely dips down for the snitch.
And
Malfoy's right behind him.
Hot on his tail. A hot wink on his tail.
Malfoy's watching his ass as normal.
Yeah.
So flirty. I can't stand it.
And now,
I cannot stand it.
Now I'm going to fly up faster than you, and I'm going to reach my hand out when your hand's
brushes
out.
his little hand.
And I don't know. We said that wrestling was kind of flirty. I mean, and I
Very
agree.
flirty.
The tight outfits
Singlet.
in American football, you've got the tight pants.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know what Quidditch outfits look like. In the movies, they look
They're
awful.
bad. They're
not aerodynamic at all.
Yeah, it's a lot of rope.
Yeah.
A lot of fabric.
I will say, my ass has never looked better than it did in a pair of American football pants. Those things are just designed to make even the fattest man look like he has the most cut, muscular quads and stuff. They taper
Very
at the end, and you have a knee pad where it tapers to. Oh,
I do when I find myself watching football, I really have a hard time following the ball because I have really poor vision straight up. So sports are hard for me to watch, but I can watch them thighs running down the field. You know what I mean?
Dog pile, ass slaps, locker room. It's probably the gayest sport.
as someone,
football.
someone who wrestled, which is the stereotypical gay sport, and someone who also played football. Football is far more homoerotic than wrestling.
Let's just grab each other.
Well, wrestling, you're just constantly thinking, I hope I don't get hurt. Football has so much downtime because it's 8 seconds of action and then 45 seconds of nothing. And it's nothing but ass slaps and jokes and rude it's just
tight little pants.
It is it's 14 to 15 and 18-year-old guys that are just standing there I'm not gay, you're gay. Ha ha. I'm going to slap your ass and we're going to go play football like manly men.
I love the ha-ha.
Yeah, this is what it was like in 2008 when I was still playing football in high school. It was, ha-ha.
So speaking of not gay,
Totally not gay.
Harry catches the snitch, and as I mentioned, Draco Malfoy's hand is grabbing Harry's
Feels
hand.
his fingernails. Yeah.
Scratch.
Rare.
So dramatic and so loaded with sexual undertones. Draco Malfoy does not make a move that's not loaded with sexual undertones.
But by the time Draco had landed, he thought to himself, well, at least I left my mark on his hand.
Did you notice Harry, or maybe it was the narrator's observation when they walked out on the Quidditch pitch and Slytherin was already sitting there, said that Draco's blonde hair was gleaming in the sun.
Ooh.
That's quite the observation, Harry.
I'm just noticing you over there gleaming in the sun.
Hey, Malfoy, I'd never noticed you have such a gleam to your hair.
Harry, I noticed you noticing. Just kidding. He would call him Potter.
Potter.
So right as Harry catches the snitch, a bludgeon fucking nails him in the small of his back and knocks him off his
Late
broom.
hit.
I'm picturing
late hit.
Does it say face first, or am I just picturing face first?
Well, if you get hit in your back, you're going to fall forward. So it's definitely going to be face first.
6 feet. That's scary.
That's pretty fucking hard.
In the movie, I think it's like sand, kind of.
Only around the keepers.
Only around the edges. It's like grass. Grass is hard.
Hard. And it's as cold as frozen iron, the book says, outside. So, I mean, that's hard ground.
And he's like, thank God it's only 6 feet. Like, if I fell like 3 feet, I would be like, oh my God, my nose.
He's a teenager. They're bouncy. He'll be fine.
You get a little less bouncy every year, I tell you what, Harry.
Illegal move. I mean, I was so mad. That is a late hit.
I forgot to mention, at least in this recording, that Crabbe and Goyle are the beaters
on
now.
the team now.
On the Slytherin team. And they just fucking, right after Harry caught it, they're like, well, fuck you. And they just hit him with it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, he needs to sit out the next game or for the rest of the season. But spoiler alert, that doesn't happen.
Oh my God. This is the most obnoxious shit.
Yeah, there's a famous line in sports ball. Every sport has it. Of no one ever sees the attack, they see the retaliation, right? So, like, if you ever play sports, no one's ever going to see the thing that, like, the real bad hit. They're not going to see the penalty hit. They're going to see when you turn around and then hit them back. And that's, like, always the case. It's always the retaliation that gets seen, not the initiation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not even really the late hit that they retaliate towards. It's Draco's verbal abuse.
Yeah.
That he now starts.
Yeah, so Gryffindor's like, woo, we won. And Draco Malfoy is like, I'm going to be the shittiest version of myself for a couple minutes here. Like, he's like saying every single thing. It's almost like he has like flashcards to remember the things he likes to bully them about.
Hey, the song, whatever. Weasley was born in a bin.
It's kind of funny.
Okay, yes, haha. We are poor. Never heard that before, Draco. But I mean, I do think he crosses the line a little bit, and he's dumb about it. Like, you can't rhyme anything with fat and ugly.
First of all, you can.
Fugly.
Second of all, not all songs need to rhyme.
Yeah.
Third of all, I think that I think that Draco is being so much here that it's like, how could you possibly condescend to react to him?
And whenever we do get to their ultimate, punishment of a lifetime ban, I mean, was this what he was going after? This whole time, because it does seem like he's laying it on thick. My husband was an athlete, and I asked him, I said, what's the worst like shit talk that you did on the football field? And he was like, I don't know, maybe I called someone a bitch. So dead mama didn't really come into his arsenal whenever
but Draco
he was.
Will say that for any reason.
I mean, and Harry really doesn't loosen it until he mentions his mom. I mean, we get Molly Weasley being called fat and ugly. Dad, useless loser.
Yeah, that one really hurts. It's like fat and ugly, whatever. Fuck you, you're fat phobic. But like useless loser, like he's the best man we've ever known.
I know.
Well, and it's because what Draco has done is to prime Harry, right? Because he knows how much he cares about the Weasleys. He knows also that there's really nothing he can do directly to Harry. But Harry's just sitting there like ready to go because every attack has been about a friend, about a family member, about something, yada, yada, yada. That it's like Harry's just looking for the thing that's like bad enough that in his mind it's like, well, now I gotta punch him in the face.
Yeah.
I've definitely heard some terrible things. But like the fact of the matter is, it's hard to like make a dead mom joke to someone if you don't know if their mom's dead. So it's personal, right? That's the part that sucks so much, is it's not just personal from like the not having money type thing. It's personal because it's a part of like the true trauma that Harry has to deal with. Is like he doesn't know his mom and dad.
I never knew my father.
And like he's going to draw on that. It's just the most painful thing he can think of. It's the most painful way.
He's really laying it on thick.
I mean, he is in the Inquisitorial Squad. There's nothing to say that maybe he wasn't told to provoke as much as possible, you know?
Or like vice versa. Like maybe he was like, oh, Umbridge, Harry Potter like bullies me so much in Quidditch. And then he's like, I'm going to fucking provoke him.
Well, the only thing is with later on when Umbridge says, like, I knew that it was wrong when you overrode me, and I said that they shouldn't have had the Gryffindor Quidditch team to begin with.
I see.
So, like, I can totally see Umbridge being like, well, I think, you know, Mr. Malfoy, it wouldn't be a shame if after the match Potter were to get angry and to hit you.
All she needs is one scenario like this. And I do have to say, I love how Angelina is really like a de-escalating queen here. She's talking to and about Draco like the young kid he is. Like, she just seems so mature. She's like, talk about sour grapes. I mean, like, move on.
Yeah.
But of course, he keeps at it. And the Weasleys, all Gryffindors probably have a little bit of a temper. But the Weasleys, it just kind of seems like, you know,
It's
Ginny.
right there. They're so ready to fight.
And they, you know, George and Harry trample Malfoy.
Right,
Start throwing
because
punches.
Harry was holding back George, and then Angelina, Alicia, and Katie were all holding back Fred. But when Malfoy mentioned Harry's mom, Harry let go of George. So they're it says that he just punched him in the gut, and I'm like, come on, didn't you learn from Hermione? You got to hit him in the face.
I do love the way though that it's worded, because it basically says the effect, instead of saying like, and then Harry swung at him, it says, and Harry didn't realize that he had, didn't realize when he had stopped holding back George.
And he never let go of the snitch.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
I'm like, is this a brass knuckle situation?
Yo, this is like a total James Potter thing to like punch somebody in the face, go get in trouble for it, still have the snitch. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's too fun. I'm glad you picked up on that too, though, Ashley, because I was like sitting there like, this, like, even if he doesn't realize it, holding something heavy and hard in your hand when you throw a punch is an old school tactic.
He gets a bloody nose, I think. Malfoy does.
Or at least he's holding his nose. Who knows what's actually wrong with him? Madame Hooch like comes up, casts Impedimento, which is like kind of fun. That they get blasted back from each other.
Yeah. And she's the only one there. Why are there not more referees?
I don't know.
I mean,
man.
I've never seen a soccer game with one umpire or referee. Like, she didn't see the provocation that happened before this.
Yeah, she could use some backup, you know, but she doesn't have any. So she's like, I don't know, go to your head of house. So Harry and George go to McGonagall's office, and McGonagall is coming up behind them. And let me tell you, she is livid.
Oh my gosh.
She's very mad.
And I think she's pissed for a lot of reasons, but she has been telling Harry this whole year to hold his temper.
I know. It's so hard.
And of course, Harry,
he can't.
This all caps book does not hold his temper.
Hashtag all caps lifestyle. Yeah. She is screaming at them. McGonagall is very upset. And then who should roll up?
Him.
Umbridge is like, I'm here to help with my authority. And
May
McGonagall's
I
like,
help?
no, thank you. I will carry on fussing at these children. It's what I'm good at.
Can I share one fun little bit? So from the audiobook, instead
You
of
don't
like,
get to decide if it's fun. I get to decide if it's fun.
fine. I've actually got a really good record of this lately, so fine.
Fine.
Instead
like
of like the little like cough noise like in the movies, the guy that does the audiobooks instead does this like type noise. It's like,
Wait, the Zoom didn't like it. Do it quieter.
Yeah.
It's like
It
sounds like an animal that needs help. Like it's the weird. I swear to God,
like somebody's choking,
like a throat clearing noise.
Yeah. More so, it's more so like the choking. Like it's like
I'll hear it on your end of the recording when I edit this, I guess.
Yeah, I'll play it for you on Saturday. I'll play you the clip.
Oh, sure. Come to the party at my house and get drunk with me and show me that one really specific selection.
I can do it.
From.
But it's literally it's like it's instead of like a cough. It's weird as shit.
That is weird. It's just like an interrupting noise.
Yeah.
Knock knock.
Yeah.
No, say who's there.
Who's there?
Interrupting Umbridge. You have to say
interrupting Umbridge who?
Wait, I meant to.
You fucked it up.
My joke delivery is not great. It was a great joke though. I think we could all agree. In theory, maybe the delivery wasn't. That's wrong.
I think it was very good.
Thank you so much. McGonagall is like a week's worth of detention for each of you, but Umbridge is like, no. Not enough.
This is why, and then she, pulls out educational decree. I keep saying degree, number 25. And McGonagall's like, another one?
I love McGonagall so fucking much in this book. Like, I love the way she talks to Professor Umbridge. It's like the most validating thing in the world.
Yeah.
You get the impression McGonagall's like one bad day away from her pulling out an educational decree and McGonagall just like grabbing it and eating it like, no. No.
We're not doing that.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Absolutely not.
Like just right like on the verge of, are you fucking kidding me? You know? Just like, ugh.
Apparently she has the power to do like everything now. She got mad. Umbridge got mad after McGonagall forced her to reinstate the Gryffindor Quidditch team. So it's like the only good thing she's ever done, and she didn't even do it.
And I'm not one to defend Quidditch, but 3 teams would be even stupider than 4 teams.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to
You're right
be
about that.
reinstated. She's like, you went over my head, and if I didn't get this educational decree, I would just have the same power as a common teacher.
Which is so silly because
She's the worst.
I'm like remembering a quote like so slowly. Is it Tywin Lannister who's like, a real king doesn't need to say like, I'm the fucking king?
Is it Tywin or is it Tyrion?
I think it's
Tyrion.
I think it's Tywin.
Any man who must say, I am the king, is no true king.
Professor Umbridge is like, you're banned from playing Quidditch for life.
For a life ban?
You're not allowed to ever. Well, if you think about it,
it's not actually that crazy, to be honest.
Like if Umbridge is at the school for the next couple years and like they don't get to play in high school, then they don't get picked up ever by any teams that play. Like then they don't play Quidditch for life, pretty much.
Yeah, well, and honestly, if you put it to like football or basketball, like if you are the first person to initiate a big physical altercation, which is what this sounds like. It doesn't sound like a few punches. It sounds like a big fucking fight. It's not crazy to think. I mean, at least for a year, I could see if you only have 2 years left of them potentially banning you for life from participating, or at least in that league, right? Mm-hmm. Something like that. Like, it's not, for pros, it's different, but for high school, I could kind of see that.
She's like, Fred also, because he woulda.
That's insane.
Fred in the distance is like, I woulda.
He looks like that one. So he gets banned too.
She's not wrong, but it's shitty of her.
And she takes their brooms?
Yeah,
that's personal
just
property.
Stealing.
I mean, Harry could have donated his or like sold it and given the money to the Weasleys or something.
Yeah.
Or just send it home. Like mail it home. Mail it wherever he wants. Give it to a friend. You know, fucking anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Crabbe gets lines, which granted will be hard for him, but it's not even Quidditch related.
I mean, do you think the lines are from Snape or from Umbridge?
Snape.
I definitely don't think it's the scarring.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Cursed
because he could
quill
complain
lines.
to his dad or whatever.
Yeah. No, it's definitely from Snape because remember, Umbridge is only saying that the punishment wasn't hard enough, so that's why she's overriding the punishment, right? So, like, she has no problem, in theory, with the head of house making the decision.
Yeah.
Only if it wasn't up to her snuff.
I gotcha.
Right? It's the fascist approach. It's I'm the powerful one. I'm the one who gets to make all the decisions. But you're totally got your own power, too, that I have complete power over top of.
And it's so infuriating and such a parallel to our reality where certain groups of people get a very different and worse punishment for the same crime, if you will. She's the worst.
Yeah.
She fucking sucks.
She's what a cunt.
Yeah.
They go back to the common room and everyone is there pouting except Ron. Everyone's mad and they're like, Angelina, we all got banned. And Angelina's like, fuck. They have to go be like,
what
Fred.
am I going to do?
They have to go be like, Fred, you got banned. Like what?
Well, and Fred takes that news like a fucking champ.
He really does.
He really does. Like, I'm proud of Fred for the way he reacts. Like, just mad I didn't actually get to do it because I totally wanted to.
Crookshanks is like hunting the snitch that he has for
Very
the game.
cute.
So cute. My cats would fucking die if there was a snitch in our house. They would lose their fucking minds. Anything that's shiny and moves, I'm all over it.
I like how you started off talking about your cats and then just went to I.
Well, you know, we're a team in this house. I bring them shiny things to fuck with. Hermione thinks Ron is avoiding them, which he is.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
So finally,
having a pity party.
yeah, he's just walking. So he like comes back and he's like all cold and snowy and he's still wearing his Quidditch things. And he's like, I've just been walking. Like,
Freezing cold.
so cold.
I love how in Ron's mind, right? He probably stayed in the shower for like 30 minutes after the game and like
Oliver Wood trying to drown himself.
Got changed, and the whole time he's thinking like everyone gets to be happy but me because I know I'm so bad and we almost lost because of me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to quit the team. That's what I'm going to do. And like he's thinking all this shit. He's been in this spiral and he shows up to tell the captain, I quit. And the captain's like, I can't take any of this bullshit. We have had 3 other people permanently banned.
Yes. Ron's like, no one's ever had it worse than me. And it's like 3 of your teammates, 2 of them your blood relatives and your best friend have just been banned for life from the sport that's the only thing that Harry looks forward to in his life.
Yeah. Maybe this will inspire him to get some other personality traits. Just a thought.
Maybe we study more, you know?
No, surely not that. Anything else.
No. Hermione's like, dang, you got banned from Quidditch?
No.
Oh, the worst.
Oh, no. Everyone's so sad. Look, all around, everyone's so sad. Oh. This affects both of us in a negative way.
Ron's like, I've never felt worse.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm sorry.
They're both like terribly depressed and they're having like a pity contest. Everyone wants to quit everything. I don't know.
Ron says, I've never felt worse. Ron 3 years ago. So my sister has been taken into the Chamber of Secrets.
Well, he didn't really care about that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've never been lower.
I've never been in a worse mental spot. Oh, Ginny's been kidnapped. Great. There's a ghost book and a giant snake that have her. Okay.
We had a student turn up dead at the end of last year.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
Never
I
felt
had
worse.
a really embarrassing display in my game, so surely this is the worst anyone's ever felt.
They sang a song about me.
Yeah. It sounds like it's complimentary,
sucks.
but it's not.
I mean, I've never been a 15-year-old boy, but, you know, a lot of people have. Andrew, you have. My husband has. It is a hard age for bullying, definitely. But I'm like, read the room, Ron.
Once again, it is a hard age, but like he's all in his own head. It's all in his own head. He's completely competent as long as he doesn't get inside his head. Now, it's very real to him, obviously. But you're right. It is this thing of like, it's kind of like whenever you see a wealthy white person talk about their problems and you're just like, come on. Like, I realize it sucks for you, but like read the goddamn room. And that's like, that's
the last thing we want to hear about.
It's the asterisk next to what he's saying, not what he's saying.
Definitely.
So anyway, Hagrid is back.
Hagrid is back.
I'm sure this will be happy.
Yeah, this is.
We get a big old story from a big old guy.
It is a big fucking story. Okay, so the next chapter for real is Hagrid's tale. All right, I guess it is, and that is a long chapter. It's like 30 pages. Like, it is so fucking long. We're having a new guest that some of you may know, so I'm very excited for that. A friend of the pod. You will perhaps recognize him, but never from this show. Is that a good enough tease? Are you intrigued, dear listener? Who will it be? Ashley, did you have any final thoughts about the chapter? Anything that we didn't mention that you want to mention?
Just bullying is hard, and Quidditch is kind of stupid, and Umbridge sucks.
Wow. That's great. That's actually going to be my little episode description for this. I've been having a hard time writing those lately, so.
Yeah, especially these Quidditch ones.
I was joking about this being the longest episode of the book so far, and it's like on the cusp. Like, it's a longer one, so good for us, because this book has been hard to talk about. I guess when you have Quidditch, zip, zap, zoopin', it just gives you so much stuff to talk about.
I feel inspired.
Are y'all ready to move to plugs?
Yes.
No.
Hell yeah. Ashley, do you want people to find you on the internet?
Of course I do. You can find me on social media at @AshleyHarden. It reads like Sashley Harden. That's my Twitter username. I don't do a ton on Twitter, but maybe if I get some followers. Instagram is Sashley Harden. I'll follow you back. You can add me on Facebook, Ashley Mason Harden. My phone number is.
And what's something you've been watching, reading, listening to, playing recently that you think the listeners of our podcast would enjoy?
Yes, I am here to tell you to go watch White Lotus on HBO. It is phenomenal. Jen Coolidge is great. Seasons 1 and 2 are so, so good.
Hell yeah. Oh my God. Passionate and succinct plug. I love it.
Oh, if I may, I have an anti-plug.
Ooh.
Oh, we've never had an anti-plug before. This is so exciting. Yeah.
New Year's resolutions. If you don't want to make one, don't make one.
Do it.
And if you make one and you give up halfway through January, it's fine. We are all just trying our absolute best. Thank you.
I love that. That's really beautiful. Thank you
Snaps
so much.
to that. I love it.
Andrew, what are you plugging today?
I have only been involved in one thing outside of this entire surrounding period of Christmas. Wow, that was a terrible sentence that got away from me at the very beginning. The only thing that comes to my mind is I'm watching a series on Netflix called Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha that is absolutely lovely. And
what a name.
Okay.
yeah, it's a very like lighthearted and happy-go-lucky thing. It's a summer romp.
Wonderful. Well, I've been your host, Christina, and my plug is the opposite of a fun summer romp. I want to plug the book, The Midnight Girls by Alicia Jasinska. It's a very fun lesbian enemies to lovers YA like adventure romance, which like, wow, that's just my genre. You know what I mean? Like it's just wonderful. And it's set in like a fantasy Poland. So it's just quite fun. Lots of like chasing cute little witches chasing each other around in the snow.
Nice.
Cool. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for joining us to talk about the fucking Quidditch chapter.
Quidditch. Thank you so much for having me. As I said, I really can't believe it. I love the podcast. I love all of you guys. I love all of the hosts equally.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
I'm so excited that you had me on.
Yeah, I appreciate your time and energy so much. And as always, Andrew, thanks for doing the thing.
No problem, dude. Gotcha.
And a very happy new year to all our listeners.
Woo!
We're going to keep making this podcast. That's my resolution.
We'll Will she keep it? It doesn't matter. We'll find out.
Only time will tell. And that's the end of the episode. That's it, potheads. Thanks for listening to the Restricted Section. This podcast is produced and hosted by me, Christina Kahn. Our theme music was produced by Ryan Kahn. Our logo was designed by Michael Hardison. Please connect with us on Twitter @RestrictedPod, on Instagram @RestrictedSectionPod, on Facebook @RestrictedSectionPod, or in our Facebook group, The Restricted Section Detention Crew. Join our Patreon to get access to our Discord server, our bonus episodes, and other cool perks. We're also very happy to be a member of Deus Ex Media, where all you fucking nerds can find all kinds of fandom podcasts to suit your fancy.
Hi, my name's Sam, and I've recently become an adult. But why does adulting have to suck? Join me on my journey to rediscover the joy of following your passions as an adult and discuss it with people who are doing just that. I'll sit down with a variety of people from all walks of life and ask the important questions while trying to figure out what does it really mean to adult. Whether you're a pro or haven't even started, come and listen wherever you get your podcasts and hopefully you might learn a thing or two.
They just want to fuck.
Deus Ex Media.